A majority of you said that you believe guns are only used 5 times more often to protect a life rather than take one. In the United States, this is far from true. In reality, guns are used 80 times more for protection rather than devastation. The NRA has been founded on the goal of protecting America's Second Amendment rights. They work to inform the general public on the complicated decisions the government makes regarding firearms, and they give seminars on proper gun use and storage. They also organize their members to lobby against legislation that attempts to take away the Second Amendment. While preparing for my speech, I found an abundance of information available about the NRA and its effect on American politics. I support the organization by making a monetary donation through their online website. I'm going to talk to you about what gun control is, why we need to stop it, and how the NRA is helping to fight it. I hope that you will also want to support the NRA by making a donation like I did. Okay. So, the problem is that gun control and those who support it are virtually taking away our Second Amendment rights. And if they do this, what's to stop them from taking away our other rights? It's like a domino effect. Alright, so, gun control. What is it? Gun control is basically the government limiting or banning altogether the availability of guns to the American citizens, to the general public. Gun control, as seen throughout history, is bad. Simple as that. There are people who argue for it, yes, that there are ways that we should limit the amount of bad people who have access to guns in our country. And moderation is key in that instance. However, as seen in years past, this is what happens when gun control is instigated in other countries. Joseph Stalin in Russia took guns away from his citizens in 1929, then murdered 20 million of them once defenseless. Poe took guns away from his citizens in 1956, then murdered 2 million of them once defenseless. Hitler in Germany took guns away from his citizens in 1938, then murdered 13 million of them once defenseless. Mao in China took guns away from his citizens in 1935, and then murdered 20 million of them once defenseless. It is seen again and again what happens when gun control is instigated. All you have to do is just look at what happened before to know what will happen again. It is estimated that nearly half, 40 to 45%, of every American household contains at least one firearm. The Second Amendment allows for this to be. There are people working right now to take away this unalienable right, the right to bear arms. Now, with one exception, every public mass shooting in the United States since 1950 has taken place where citizens are banned from carrying guns. Why would we promote this? By keeping more people from being able to obtain firearms to protect themselves in these types of situations. Now, this can be seen in the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. It was just a few years ago, but we all remember what happened, and we all remember how devastated we were to hear about what happened and to realize there are people out there who are willing to murder children, and that just upset us, and we reacted to that, and we thought, oh well, we have to be able to take away guns from people who are mentally disturbed, who shouldn't have guns. There should be a limit on who can get them and how often. And we reacted out of fear. And again, there is, in moderation, good ways to limit the amount of people who can obtain, the amount of bad guys who can obtain guns. Now, I found this quote, and I've really enjoyed it because it really spoke to me. What can an intruder do to you in the 10 to 15 minutes it takes for the police to arrive after calling 911? Don't let anyone deny you the right to defend yourself. Now, there was a town in Georgia called Kennesaw, and they decided to try and see what would happen if they instigated a law that said, we're going to have mandatory gun ownership in every household. And they tried it. And as a result, 89% of robberies in Kennesaw dropped. The solution to gun control is to join the NRA in their quest to keep guns in the hands of the American people. By donating money, you can keep the NRA going in their goal to educate the public on gun control, lobby against unjust legislation, and inform the public in ways they can be safe gun owners. Now, according to the NRA's website, armed self-defense gives you a choice to act when your life or someone else's life is in danger. The support of gun control takes away this choice from the American people. Just think, if someone at the Sandy Hook Elementary School had had a gun on them, one of the teachers, one of the staff members, what would have gone differently? Could they have been able to stop the amount of murders that took place? And for the instance of this girl, if she has a gun, what would happen when the intruder comes and there's that 10 to 15 minutes before those police can reach her? You have another variable in the equation when you are armed, when you have the ability to carry or conceal carry a weapon, like a firearm. Now, you can donate as little as $10 to the NRA in order to support the fight against gun control. You can also purchase NRA hats, shirts, and record books in order to make a monetary donation. Now, this is what happens when regular citizens do not have the option of arming themselves to protect themselves or others. They didn't have that choice. So, here's what I want you to do. There are so many easy and great ways to support the NRA, from straight donations to buying objects that you might need or even want. By doing this, you'll be ensuring the protection and longevity of our Second Amendment rights.
Never fight if you can avoid it. But when you must fight, don't lose. And when nothing less than freedom is at stake, we fight. We're millions of people just like you. We're the longest-standing civil rights organization in the U.S. Proud defenders of history's patriots. Protectors of the Second Amendment. Advocating the right to keep and bear arms. Advancing the shooting sports. Championing gun safety, education, and training. Creating a vital legacy by answering freedom's call. And we're growing stronger every day. We are the NRA, and the NRA is you.
All right. Today I have told you about the serious jeopardy our Second Amendment rights are in, and showed you the numerous ways that you can support the NRA as they defend those rights. So please, support the NRA in their fight for our freedom.